Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, we'll continue with studying our next chapter, which is chapter 20. We are halfway done in this chapter. Our homework was exercise 1, 2, and we said number 3 we're going to do together. طيب? All right. We already checked your guys' homework to make sure who was studying, who wasn't studying. In this next section, it says, أجب عن الأسئلة الآتية مستعملا العدد المذكور بين قوسين. All right. Let's break down this sentence so that we understand when this comes in the test. أجب means what?
Replace. Output.
Answer. أجب. Answer. Right? أجب عن الأسئلة الآتية. Answer the following questions. مستعملا. Using. العدد المذكور. What's مذكور mean? Mentioned. The mentioned numbers. العدد المذكور. The mentioned numbers. بين القوسين. So now we put all that sentence together, meaning the mentioned numbers between the parentheses. قوسين is from قوس, which means like this arc shape, right? That bow shape is called قوس. قوس. قوسين, 2. قوسان is still 2. قوسان and قوسين are the same. But there's one that's marfu' and one that's mansub or majrur. All right, number 1. Looks like he's unaware. You're ready, Omar. كم أخا لك. Now, yes. استعمل. What does استعمل mean? Use. Because remember we took مستعملا, using. استعمل is me telling you, use. العدد الذي بين قوسين. So use the number that's ماذا? Yeah, بين القوسين. كم أخا لك.
How many brothers do you have?
That's right.
Like. No. لي.
Mm-hmm.
ستة. أخ. No. أخوان.
We're asking about أخ. We need the plural of أخ. What's the plural?
إخوان.
No, I need him to tell me. إخوة.
إخوان.
We're going to use إخوة.
إخوة.
We're going to use إخوة, right? So now you have إخوة. What's the number you're going to use? Do we say ستة or ستة? ستة?
Yeah, because إخوة.
إخوة is male or female?
Female.
How do you know this?
Oh no, because the origin is male.
The origin is male.
Okay, so.
We have to look at the singular form to determine if it is male or female. Even if the word ends with a ta. أخ. It's مذكر. إخوة. Just because it has this, it's still, we look at the mufrad. Hush ya dhubab. You seen him? There's a fly. That's a common phrase. They say hush. That's how they say shoe in Arabic. Say hush. This is mudhakkar, right? This over here appears to be muannath. So we're going to say li, I have. Sittatu. Because to determine the gender of what number we're going to use, you're going to look at the mufrad. It's mudhakkar, so it's going to be it's going to be feminine. Sittatu ikhwatin in majroor form. Li sittatu ikhwatin. Kam akhan laka. How many brothers do you have? Li sittatu ikhwatin. Yes? Ikhwatin. And that's different from akhawatin. Do you guys know the difference between ikhwa and akhawat?
No. Brothers and sisters.
That's right. Ikhwa, ikhwatin, being with majroor, or normally it's ikhwatun, right? Ikhwatin is brothers, and akhawatun is sisters. السؤال الثاني. Abdul Majid, did you read earlier? I tested you? Let's get all the non-tested people first. You were not tested, were you? Go ahead, Salat. كم أختا لك؟
لي 5 أخواتي.
That is correct. لي 5 أخوات. Only خمس, not خمسة. Why? Because أخوات is feminine, so we need a masculine number. For numbers 3 to ماذا؟
10.
نعم 3 إلى 10. أحسنت.
أخواتين, right?
نعم لي 5 أخوات. I think there's only one more person and he knows who he is, who has not been asked. You were asked?
I was the first one.
He was the first one, right?
No, he said he didn't read.
He was asked, but he didn't get a question.
So he will get.
So then there's 2 more. Number 3.
كم بقرة في الحقل.
What is the haraka on baqara? At the end, do we say baqaratun, baqaraten, or baqaratin? What haraka? Baqaratu? Anything that comes after kem is what? Tamiz. And tamiz is what? With fathatain, mansub. So now what do you say? No, fathatain. Yeah. Who gave you the dhammatain? Fathatain it's going to be. كم بقرة في الحقل. كم بقرة في الحقل. How many cows are in the what? In the field. Ajib.
This is more common, right?
That number?
Yeah, I mean, the number is Ashurut, right?
That's right. The number is 10. But are you going to say asharatun, or are you going to say ash? How many? What'd you say?
Ashurut.
Okay, let's look at this. You have cows. Cows is muannath. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have let's see, baqaratin, right? Well, yeah, in this case it's baqaratan. Kam baqaratan. All right? What's the plural of baqara? We've never taken that, huh? Yeah. Abqar. Abqar.
It's sukoon on the ra?
Abqarun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's already a known thing whenever it always ends with a dhamma or dhammatain.
One cow, right?
This is one. Abqar. All right.
What was that one formula that never accepts dhammatain?
Anything mamnu' min as-sarf. A word that's like foreign or something.
No, it was like it comes in the same pattern.
Oh, masjid or something.
Masajid, mafa'il.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was-
that's a mamnu' min as-sarf. All right. So you have abqar, correct? Abqar is the plural of baqara. And this is one of those words where the singular is used a lot more than the plural, right? And you get words in the Arabic language where the plural is more used or the singular is more used. That's very common, all right? And we'll talk about that at a later time. But here, baqara is, baqara is used quite often instead of abqar.
So we can use another
No, it's still going to be single here. Yeah. Yes.
Do we change haka?
Do we change what? Fil haql? No, fil haql is still going to remain haql. All right. But what we're trying to figure out is, do I say ashru abqar or asharatu abqar?
Because this one is origin is the female.
Let's see, Sayyid. We say ashru. We do. We say ashru abqarin. Ashru abqarin. Okay? All right.
What is
So what's the answer was going to be?
So yes, now how would you combine that in a sentence? He says, كم بقرة في الحقل.
أشرو أبقار بالحقل.
That's correct. Can we say في الحقل عشر أبقار also? Does that work?
Yeah.
Yeah, either way will work. You can say في الحقل عشر أبقار, or you can say عشر أبقار في الحقل. Can you combine fi and haql and replace it with a dhamir? Fihi. So if they ask you كم بقرة في الحقل, you don't have to say in the field again. You could just say it or in it by saying fihi. Yeah, fihi عشر أبقار. ما بقي إلا عبد المالك. ما بقي, none remains. You guys know what that word means? ما بقي.
No one remains.
Yeah, or none remains.
Except.
إلا عبد المالك. Go ahead. These guys are patting each other on the back. Good job. They're good, man. You better watch out. They're going to pass you. Hey, Abdul Malik. Question 4.
All right. So I guess في فصل
Read the sentence. كم طالبة
كم طبيبة
طالبة.
كم طالبة جديدة في فصل.
Okay, but remember, whatever comes after kem is going to be tamyiz, which means fathatain. Kem talibatan, right, is going to be how you just how you answer that.
So كم طبيبة.
No, not tabiba. You're doing question 4, not 5.
Oh, okay. كم طالبة جديدا
Jadidatan. Still the same.
do the
Yeah, it's going to match the taliba.
Alright. في فصل.
All right. Now,
I don't really know. You say في فصل.
fil fasli.
في الفصل.
And you got a 9 there. Do you say tis'u talibatin or tis'atu talibatin? Tis'u talibatin. You have to take the singular and make it plural. So that's why we needed talibat. And now you say tis'u because talibat is mu'annath and the number needs to be mudhakkar. Tis'u. Very good. طيب, now we can just start regular. Su'al al-khamis.
So what's the answer is going to be for?
He said في الفصل 9 طالبات جديدة. مظفر.
كم طبيبة في المستشفى الولادات.
Treat that yeah like a alif. The alif مقصورة. مستشفى.
مستشفى
Yes.
الولادات.
الولادة.
الولادات.
Not ولاداتي. في مستشفى الولادة.
Is it مبني?
المستشفى الولادات.
And it just ends with a alif, which means that the haraka is not going to show, but it's not mabni.
Well, fi is before it.
I know, but it won't show on that. It doesn't show on an alif. You can't show a kasra on an alif. It just won't take it. It'll be there, but it's not gonna.
فيها تسع.
فيها, it's not a tis'a though.
فيها ثماني.
Excuse me. So فيها, we have to find out مستشفى is مؤنث or مذكر.
It's female.
Why?
Is it مستشفى or طبيبة?
Oh, that's right. كم طبيبة في المستشفى? But you said فيها.
فيه.
I believe it should be فيها. I think مستشفى is مذكر.
We're doing مستشفى or طبيبة?
But he said فيها. That's why we're trying to figure out. Should we say فيها or فيه? Like in the hospital. And I believe it should be with a مذكر. فيه. And then we get to the طبيبة. Should we use masculine or feminine?
فيها ثماني.
No, فيه.
فيه ثماني طبيبات. طبيبات.
Yeah, that's right. فيه ثمانية ثماني طبيبات. That's correct.
But مستشفى like if it's مستشفى الولادة.
الولادة. ولادة.
Yeah, الولادة. Yes, there should be مؤنث. الولادة. الولادة.
The word مستشفى in itself means hospital.
Hospital. That is مذكر.
Yeah, it's مذكر. When it becomes مستشفى الولادة.
الولادة.
Well, you know,
There is only one.
no, because if you want to say birth, because that's what wilada means,
Wilada.
right? There's no masculine way to say wilada. Does that make sense? Like you can't say wiladun. It's wiladatun.
Yeah, it's only
And it's referring to the masculine
feminine.
place, which is mustashfa, and then that extra description is more just for. Yeah, it's not like, you know, if you say mustashfa. Well, let's see.
مستشفى قلبي, like heart,
What is it?
like heart hospital.
No, they usually have like mustashfa
And
al jiraha, actually, like surgical.
surgery.
This is puzzling me. I'm not sure if that's muannath or mudhakkar now. So
After class, I'll tell you guys.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, we'll look at that later. Kam hafila?
كم it's me.
Yes.
كم حفلة
Mhm.
جامعة
Fil jami'ati.
جامعة
That's right.
ست حفلة في الجامعة.
طيب, very good. So he says sittu hafilatin. You have to make it plural.
حافلات.
Yes. I thought you said hafilatin. Hafilatin. Okay. Sittu hafilatin fil jami'a. أو في الجامعة ست حافلات. 6 buses. Very good. Dylan.
Can I connect that?
Yes.
How is there sukoon on the meme?
Kamib.
Oh. Kamib and then okay.
Yes.
Can you say كم ابن?
It should be kamib. Kamibnan. Kam ibnan.
New word for me.
Oh.
It's normally kam ibnan, but because there's a meme there with a sukoon and there's an alif there with a sukoon, or hamzat wasl we should say, you're gonna kamibnan. You're gonna pass that alif or hamza.
Okay.
I have.
لي أربعة 2
Yes. أيوة. After every word, he's like, لي أربعة. You're right. لي أربعة أبناء. لي أربعة أبناء. Yeah. أحسنت. Abdul Majid. Come on, we're going to a crawl here, guys. Get the next number, yes.
كم بناتا لك
نبدأ.
اقرأ جيدا. Not banat, bintan. Singular. It's always singular after kem, not plural. Kem is always going to have a singular after it.
But it may refer to plural.
It's referring to plural, not may. It is referring to plural.
لي بناتا سبع لي سبع بنات
لي سبع بنات. لي سبع بنات. Very good. السؤال التاسع صلاد.
كم جامعة في
ك-
البلد؟
Good. كم جامعة في بلدك؟
في بلدي
في بلدي.
ثلاث
جامعة.
جامعات.
Okay, you kept the جامعة in singular. Make it clear. Yes. في بلدي ثلاث جامعات. You have to change it to what? Not only كسرة, but plural. You change it to plural. في ثلاث جامعات. طيب. صلاة or عفوا سيد.
كم كتابا عندك؟
نعم.
ثمانية.
نعم. You guys learn your numbers. Learn those numbers.
عندي ثمانية كتاب.
I didn't hear the last.
It's عندك, right? It's basically,
So you said عندي. Okay, that's good.
yeah.
The problem I have is with ثمانية. Is it ثمانية or ثماني?
ثماني.
مذكر?
Yeah.
And you're using كتاب?
Yeah.
كتاب is مؤنث or مذكر?
مذكر.
So make the number مؤنث.
ثمانية.
ثمانية. Good. All right. عندي ثمانية. We're getting to that one too. كتب. Still need to be plural. Muhammad. He's only known as Mr. Imtiaz. Doesn't answer to him.
We finish
Oh, the next section? Oh, very good. This is an even better section because they give you two numbers in one sentence. اقرأ الجمل الآتية واكتبها مع كتابة الأعداد الواردة فيها بالحروف. Let's go slower. اقرأ الجمل الآتية. Sentences. واكتبها. Right? It says and write them, meaning the ha is going back to jumal. That ha is going back to jumal. مع كتابة الأعداد الواردة. The كتابة مع كتابة while writing الأعداد الواردة. The mentioned numbers. All right? فيها بالحروف. So they want you to write those numbers بالحروف, meaning with your letters. I'll do the first one. He says لي أربع or أربعة. أربعة. This is إخوة. It's مذكر. You guys remember? You have to. You did this one. لي أربعة إخوة وثلاث أخوات. All right? So you just have to see, just go slowly and do it little by little. It'll be very easy, inshallah. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is 100 out of 100. This is coming on the test. Numbers. You know why? Because this is the main place that we talk about the numbers. It's talked about again, but this is the main time that you guys will learn most about numbers is now. you'll get into 20, 30, 40, 100, 1,000. You'll get into that. But now, if you don't have it down now, you're going to suffer. Which you will have it down now. I'll do it again. Number 2. Muhammadun lahu khamsatu abna'in wa thamaniyu, right? Wa thamaniyu banatin. So sometimes actually on that on thamani, sometimes there's the shadda, sometimes there's not. Sometimes there's sukoon, sometimes there's a shadda on there. So let's keep it as the way you guys took it. وَثَمَانِي بَنَاتٍ as a sukoon. طيب. وَثَمَانِي بَنَاتٍ. Number 3. عندي. We have the word kutub. Do I say عشرة كتب? Or do I say عشر كتب? You say عشرة كتب. عندي عشرة كتب وسبع مجلات. مجلة is a magazine. مجلات is magazines. All right. Muhammad Imtiaz. Number 4 now. في المستشفى.
في المستشفى تسع طبيبات طبيبات
نعم.
وست ممرضات.
وست ممرضات. ممرضات. Excellent. Yes, very good. يا معلم.
عندي 4 قمصان.
ما شاء الله. عندي 4 قمصان. Remember we said anything end with alif and noon, we're going to treat it as ممنوع من الصرف. قمصانا. It doesn't accept a kasra, and rather accepts a fatha in place of it.
عندي 4 قمصان.
عندي 4 قميص. You know قميص? Very good. Number 6. Noor.
That's it. Reading that one, that part was 1.
لهذه السيارة لهذه السيارة 4 أبواب. أبواب. What do you guys think? Good? It is good. This car has 4 doors. Abdul Malik. Good. في هذه الكلمة. كلمة. It's either خمس.
خمسة حروف.
That's correct. What's the حركة at the end of the fat? 5 حروف في هذه الكلمة. 5 حروف. What does that mean?
This sentence has 5 words.
Not sentence, this word.
This word. This
Right?
word has
In this word are 5 letters. Very good. Going back to the beginning. No. في مدرستنا.
في مدرستنا تسعة
I have a different number.
ثمانية مدرسون.
I have a different gender also.
مدرسات.
Hold on, he's going to get to it. Let him get to it. We have mudarrisatun, right? So either ثمانية or ثماني.
ثمانية مدرسون.
No, I have مدرسات. Do you have مدرسون?
No, مدرسون.
Yeah, مدرسات. If it's مدرسات,
مدرسات.
acceptable. في مدرستنا 8 مدرسات. It has to get, because مدرسات, you kept thinking in your head مدرسون. Yeah. طيب. عمر.
في بيتنا أشرة.
Whoa, you can't say في بيتنا. That's like, chapter 1 through 5.
في بيتنا.
أيوة, that's
في بيتنا عشرة رجال وعشر نساء.
Okay. You got the genders right. But you did something to the first عشرة.
عشرة first one.
That is correct. You got the gender right, but you did something to the sheen you shouldn't have. Okay, read me the sentence again.
في بيتنا
في بيتنا.
عشرة
بيتنا. That's the right way to say it. عشرة.
رجال وعشر نساء. وعشر نساء.
There we go. Okay. في بيتنا عشرة. The first time you read it, you made this sukun. You said عشرة. عشرة رجال. وعشر نساء. That's the correct way. So you had the genders right, but that sukun just needed to be changed to a fatha.
There's 10 men and 10 women in our home.
That's 20 people in one home. That's a lot. طيب. Number 10. This is the last one.
ذهب أبي إلى الرياض
قبل It's either ثلاث or ثلاثة.
ثلاثة أيام.
What's on the meme? أيام.
أيام من.
It's a good guess. Is that a guess?
Yes, yes.
It's correct. Whatever is going to come after the amount is majroor. You guys are understanding that? Whatever comes after kam is mansub, meaning fathatain. Right? Because whatever comes after the number is mudafun ilay. Whatever comes after the number is mudafun ilay. All right. He said, ذهب أبي إلى الرياض قبل 3 أيام. Correct? Good. My dad went to Riyadh 3 days ago. اكتب الأعداد من 3 إلى 10 واجعل كلا من الكلمات الآتية معدودا له. So, what they wanted you to do was take سيارة and write down from 3 to 10 how to say سيارة. So you would say 3 سيارات. Then you'd go to number 4. 4 سيارات. Then you go to 5. 5 سيارات. 6 سيارات. So this is a good exercise for you to practice. They want you to do that from 3 to 10 for every word. Now you take the word أختٌ and you start with 3. You say 3 أخوات. 4 أخوات. 5. All right, you guys get how that exercise works? That'll help you sort out the problems in your head. Especially when you might get from 3 to 5, you're like, I know it. I can figure out the rest on the spot. That's not the way it works. You have to get used to saying it so your brain knows what it's supposed to sound like. So if we get to سبع, do I say سبعة أخوات or سبع أخوات? سبع. ثمانية or ثماني أخوات. ثماني أخوات. تسع or تسعة أخوات. تسع أخوات. So get used to working for numbers 3 to 10 with each individual level. Now keep in mind, numbers, like don't be discouraged by the numbers. The numbers are one of the most technical, they're the hardest technically. They're the most technical as far as grammar rules go. So this is the hardest part, I believe, grammar-wise, to figure out. At least that's my experience. Was that the numbers, right now, I think, you're taking the hardest part, is figuring out the numbers. So don't get too hung up on it. Just get a good background in it right now. That's your goal.
It's not just the numbers. You need to know plural, singular, female, male.
And not even just plural and female. You still need to know, is it fathatain or kasratain?
You need to know, whole book is on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot to know. So like I said, there's a lot to learn about the numbers. Don't be discouraged and say, Arabic's not for me. That's it. Numbers killed me. Just, power through it. Get a good idea, good background. We're going to take it again later. Just make sure that at least at one point you knew what it is. That's the goal here. That means magazine. Majallatun is magazines. طيب. We're done. Guess what, guys?
Test next year.
This chapter, number 21 and 22. And at the end of the page, it's al-mamnu' min al-sarf, right?
What about 23?
23 lessons.
And 23. Those, I'll tell you right now, those last three lessons are all review. Which means what? Chapter 20 is the end of the book. Which means technically you're done with the book. The last three chapters are a bit more information as far as what you learned before, but very, very minimal. But it's everything you've learned before, the last three chapters. Yes.
Are we writing next week?
Are you taking the test next week?
Let's finish all the chapters.
The girls didn't take chapters 21 to 23 as a test. There's no test for those three chapters.
We're going to complete the
There's no test for that. But we're going to complete the book, but there's no test for it. So technically, this is your last chapter. This is your last test for this book. And you will have known, look how many hours we spent on it. We have what, 53, 50, by the time we're done, we're going to spend 55 hours on this book.
You're going to get bigger.
And the next one is like double this size. So clear, the next year of your schedule. But
We're taking a test on this last chapter.
yeah, from chapters 16 to 20.
When is that?
Technically, it should be this upcoming week because you guys are supposed to review everything during Ramadan.
You usually give an off week.
That's true.
Are you available next week?
I'm available on Tuesday. I won't be here Monday.
For review?
No, for
For test.
no, we've been reviewing. There's no review for this. So do you guys want to take it this Tuesday? It's ready because the girls already took the test. I just have to print it.
No, we're not worried about that part.
On my end, I'm good to go. Barakallahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.